June 1994, Manchuria, China. A lumberjack spots something strange on a mountain. He goes to investigate and wakes up at home with no memory of how he got there. Days later, a 10-foot-tall alien woman is standing in his bedroom. She tells him she is carrying his child, and that child will be born on another planet in 2054. They investigate. He passes a lie detector test. His mountain becomes a UFO pilgrimage site. This is the Meng Zhao Guo incident. Will you believe? Let's get into it. Welcome to another episode of Mostly True Alien Stories.
They're coming.
UFO sightings. Many Americans have wondered about the dangers of unknown objects.
In Mexico pulling back the curtain. We need to save ourselves.
Welcome back to Mostly True Alien Stories. I'm Neal Weighs In, and this is the show where we take a true report of an alien encounter from history. We share what we know, then decide whether it's a mostly true alien story or not. Today's report comes out of a part of the world that rarely shows up in this conversation. Most of the cases we cover are American, British, Australian. The English-speaking world has long head start on documenting and dramatizing this stuff, but alien encounters, they don't stop at language barriers, because this case happened in Heilongjiang province in northeastern China in 1994. It was investigated by Chinese government scientists, it was covered by Chinese state media, and the man at the center of it passed a lie detector test, and almost no one in the West has ever heard of it. And we're going to get into it. This is the Meng Zhao Guo incident, and it's a strange one, if I must say. But before we get into it, make sure you subscribe. Hit that subscribe button on whatever channel you're listening through, and follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Mostly True Alien Stories. And of course, joining me as always, it's one who Googles everything before believing it, and one who believes everything before Googling it. Let's say hello to Andrew Triana and Emma G. Hello, you two.
Hi, Neal.
Hey.
I do have to say that today is sort of a bittersweet day, and I wanted to give a little tribute to this news topic. It is 3I Atlas, the interstellar object that it's leaving the building, so to speak.
Oh,
It's on its way out, and I thought we should give it a little respect because a year ago is when it showed up. And now, just on 16th of March, today's the 26th, but on the 16th, this interstellar object has made its closest pass to Jupiter, and it's beginning its final exit from our world, our neighborhood. It was discovered on July 1st in 2025 by the Atlas Survey Telescope. It's the same system that hunts near-Earth asteroids. And from the moment it was spotted, everything kind of blew up, and we have this guy, Avi Loeb, to thank for that. He is the astrophysicist. He's one of the most credentialed, most controversial scientists in the alien conversation. He suggested that he first suggested that Oumuamua, I don't know if you remember Oumuamua, that it might be an alien technology. Oumuamua was also an interstellar object that came through. He was creating this theoretical claim about 3I Atlas that it could be alien ship that's coming our way because it was traveling almost opposite to the direction most objects in our solar system move. Its orbital path was aligned to within 5 degrees of the plane where all our planets sit. And the statistical likelihood of that alignment happening is like they say it was like a 0.2%. So, and it was traveling at a speed of 153,000 miles per hour relative to our solar system. So it was doing all of these strange things. It passed Mars and it passed Venus, and it came within 168 million miles to Earth. So it blew up into this big sort of crazy conspiracy. And in fact, we did a couple of videos on it, and that really actually boosted views to our channel. So I kind of want to give 3I Atlas its due about that.
Can we have a moment of silence for 3I
We should have a
Atlas?
moment of silence. You know, he even said that Avi Loeb was even saying
I
that.
thought we were saying a moment of silence.
Oh,
and he
you're
keeps
still
talking.
in your moment of silence?
Yeah, that was not okay.
All right, you're doing it. Oh, you guys are really doing a moment of silence. Okay, viewers, if you're just listening, these two got their eyes closed. They're really giving 3i Atlas its due. Okay.
Thank you. Thanks, Lemon, for showing respect. The
You're
other guy
welcome.
didn't.
You're welcome.
But
Yeah,
that's
I
okay.
heard some murmuring in the background, but
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah. It says mumble,
Yes,
mumble jumble.
mumble. We'll
Yeah.
ignore it.
It's okay.
I will say that NASA kind of dropped the ball on this whole thing. They could have used the 3i Atlas as a really great marketing tool for themselves. Yeah, I know they were dealing with the shutdown and they were supposed to show, these visuals and everything, but when they came on and I don't know if you remember, Andrew, when they did that press conference, it was just like none of them even would mention the fact
that it's a ship,
address the fact that it would be the potential of it being a ship, because obviously it wasn't, and they are respected scientists, but it was a great opportunity to say, yeah, it is weird. It was something. Avi Loeb did bring up a good point. We do have to think about this, but none of them did it. They just ignored it and were just like, so
well, they had that big shutdown.
Well, they had the shutdown, but even when they did the press conference with it, during or after the shutdown, I don't remember at what stage they did that, they were just so boring about it.
Yeah.
There was no and the entire world wanted to say it was aliens coming down to Earth, or
they were given one of those old commentaries. It's like, the 3i Atlas has approached Mars now and is still traveling. Nothing
and
has
if you
changed.
look at the picture, you'll see the tail.
It appears to have a tail in front of it and behind it.
Well, do you think that was them, just kind of trying to squash the excitement? They're just like, we don't want, we talk about that all the time, that they just kind of try and redirect the view. They kind of squash the excitement. Maybe it was something.
They have to be responsible about it. They can't be like the Avi Loebs of the world that say, hey, let's just say, for heaven's sakes, that this is an alien. How do we treat it? They can't talk that way. But I think that they need to change that, in a sense, because they just pushed the moon landing to 2028. It's costing $93 billion to do. They're running out of money.
They haven't found a director to shoot the film yet.
Right.
Like the first time.
But they're running out of money. They're not, their numbers are dropping in terms of interest. And they could use anything like this 3i Atlas to say, hey, let's talk about the possibility that it is alien. Let's do that, because you know what that does for a brand? It drives eyeballs to it. It makes them interesting. It makes them human too, because we're all thinking this, and that's why Avi Loeb blew up. It became, he's busier than he's ever been off doing these things.
But they made him sound like he said it was a ship. That was the only bad thing about it.
Well, he did say it was.
Well, what if it was a ship?
Yeah, right.
How would we handle it? How do we treat it? But he never said, it's a ship. But they made it sound like he said, it's a ship.
Right. And that's what he does. He theorizes on things.
Right.
And he'll speculate. He'll take science and go, hey, what if it is this? But he wrote that in small print on this report that he put out, and everybody just dove right into it. And, that's drives clicks and eyeballs and all of that. He has a 1 to 10 rating too. One being just a normal, object, and then 10 being this is alien. And he rated 3i Atlas at 4. So, he was playing along, and then he was buying it, and then he was going on talk shows, and he never, in his interviews, he never fully was like, it's a comet, guys. Never actually came out and said it, but he did quietly drop it down to a 3 as it was starting to head out of the solar system. It was
didn't
fun.
Circle back.
Never.
How do you guys feel about the responsibility between people at NASA and in politics, and how they're handling these topics? Because it does feel like there are people in politics who are coming out right now kind of being like, this is weird, there's some weird stuff, this is unknown, and there's kind of this whispering around everybody. But with NASA, they're like, you talked about the responsibility of being like, nope, cut and dry, this is what it is, we don't want to raise fear. What do you think that difference is?
I think they have to keep it science. They got to stay out of the politics of everything. Everybody says, even all the fake claims. NASA spotted this. So NASA's tied to every conspiracy out there that has to do with space. NASA said this. NASA called this. And about 90% of those claims are not even NASA NASA never said anything about. So they're dragged into this stuff, whether you like it or
Yeah.
not.
Mm.
And they try to keep that fine line. That's why they don't lean into these speculations, I'm assuming. But it would be interesting for them to have like a channel or a news channel that comes out and goes, hey, by the way, we didn't say this, because they never come out and say we didn't say it, because
Right.
maybe, anytime they're mentioned, it's a good thing. But
Mhm.
I just think, or you also have to remember, they are a government agency, and they
Right.
are involved in a lot of these, whether you want to believe it or not, they probably know more about what's going on in the alien world than they let on to believe.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I would imagine. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You're silly.
I want a whistleblower of NASA to come out. Do we have one of those? We have a NASA whistleblower. I want one.
I don't know.
Come on out. Wherever
Hey,
you are,
we're
come on
inviting.
out. And
Yeah,
We're
come on the
inviting you to
show.
be on the show.
that's right. Yeah.
How
all right.
We
exciting.
can't pay you as much as NASA, but
We pay in nickels. Nickels. A bucket full of nickels.
All right. Well, the thing that stays with me about Three Eye Atlas is not whether it was a spaceship, but what it revealed about us. And the moment something comes from outside, something we didn't make, don't fully understand, and can't fully explain, the conversation immediately goes to one place. Are we alone? Is someone out there watching? NASA, come let us know. And that's exactly the question at the center of today's case, except today's witness didn't have to wonder. He says he got an answer in a logging camp in northeastern China in 1994. Are you guys ready to dive into today's true report?
I think so.
ready.
Why do you guys always stare at me when I ask that question? You always stare at me like,
Well,
Huh?
it seems like we're here, right? So
Dave,
we're
this is
here.
an audio medium.
Well, also,
Just
like,
a reminder.
Try it again.
yeah, do it again.
I will do it. I'm going to give you guys another chance. This is your
Okay.
last
Okay.
chance, by the
All
way.
right.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah,
then I will no
cool.
longer ask you. Are you guys ready to dive
Yeah.
into today's true
Hell
report?
yeah!
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right.
Woo!
It's a little too much.
Ready.
You know
Is
what?
that too
I
much?
have an
Is
interview
that
with
too
two
much?
other people today that are be great on this show. All right. Here we go. Meng Zhao Guo was 26 years old in June of 1994. He was a lumberjack working at the Red Flag logging camp in Wushang, Heilongjiang province, the northeastern corner of China. It's deep into Manchuria, a part of the country known for dense forest, hard winters, and not much else. He was not an educated man. He was not a public figure. He had no apparent motive to fabricate an elaborate story and considerable reason not to, in a country where state media controls the narrative and unusual claims invite scrutiny, not celebrity. So he is, by every account, a straightforward person who had a completely inexplicable experience. And the first encounter with Meng was on June of 1994. It was an afternoon at the logging camp. Meng spotted something on Phoenix Mountain where they were working, a metallic glint in the trees, and he assumed it was a downed helicopter or some piece of military equipment, so he went to investigate. But he never made it to the top of the mountain because something hit him in the forehead. He said it was a force. It was more of a force, not a physical object he could identify, but a direct blow. He described it as being thrown backward. So when he wakes up, he wakes up at home, and he has no memory of how he got there. His fellow workers at the camp reported that he had been missing for a period of time that he could not account for. He had a scar on his forehead, and investigators later examined it, and their formal conclusion was the scar could not possibly have been caused by common injuries or surgery. I don't know how
The
they
scar was on his
determined
forehead,
that.
you said?
Yeah, it was on his
Hmm.
It was
forehead.
on his forehead. Okay.
They're like, let me look at that.
Yeah.
I've never
They're
seen
like,
anything like that
There's
before.
no way.
There's no way
Surgery.
that could have happened in a hospital.
No
Hmm.
possible
Right.
way. It looks
When
a
you're-
little too Harry Potter like. No
Yeah,
way.
when you were cutting that wood, maybe a
Mhm.
chip flew. No, a
Yeah.
chip
No,
would never
couldn't have
do
been
that.
from that. Couldn't have been from that.
Definitely
Yeah,
not.
that's exactly. I just don't understand how they came to that conclusion, but maybe you know more, Andrew, when we get to it. All right.
Yeah.
And then he had a second encounter. This is after the first encounter, right? So he this force blew him back. He's, all this stuff. He wakes up at home. He doesn't know how he got there. He's missing time. And now a second encounter happens days later. This is a few nights after returning home. Meng woke to find himself levitating above his sleeping wife. In the room was a being he described as a female figure. She was approximately 10 feet tall, with 6 fingers on each hand and hair braided on her thighs. She communicated with him telepathically, and the encounter, I believe it was sexual, lasted approximately 40 minutes.
40 minutes?
Mom.
Yeah, he went a long time.
Up in the air?
Up in the
Levitating?
air, 40 minutes. Well, there's more to this experience. I think this was an encounter.
Yeah. He only
worth-
lasted 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Took him 37 to levitate.
Yeah.
3 to
Right.
finish. It's actually
Yeah.
41, and then she dropped him.
All right. So she then tells him in what he described as Chinese spoken with a heavy accent that they were refugees from a dying planet. She showed him images, footage, in fact, he said, that included Jupiter being struck by an impact. I'll get to that in a minute. Specifically, the kind of visual you would have seen during the impact of comet Shoemaker-Levy 9, which struck Jupiter in July of 1994. That's the same month as Meng's encounter.
Whoa.
She then tells him she was carrying his child, that the child that she's carrying would be born on another planet in 60 years, in the year of 2054. Then she walked through his wall. She drops her mic, and then she walks through the wall and was gone.
Wow.
Right?
That's a long pregnancy.
Yeah, 60 years.
She's going to be
of
miserable.
being pregnant? How?
Oh. 20
All right,
more
but-
years of this.
I mean, I guess if they're 10 feet tall, I mean, geez. Like,
Well,
you know,
maybe
they really gotta
maybe
grow.
their years aren't our years.
Yeah, right. Maybe it's just happening. It happening
Could be.
faster for them. It's 60 years for us.
60 minutes for her.
Yeah. Maybe. Oh, whoa, whoa.
Now,
Sorry.
the third encounter, he has a third encounter. It's actually 1 month later, approximately a month later, after the second encounter. Meng was taken aboard what he described as a craft. He was shown more details he has been less specific about in public accounts, but he's shown more details. He was told the encounter was part of a larger process, and then he was returned home. And he told his wife, and he tells his colleagues, and he reports it. And so there's an investigation that begins. This is where the Meng Zhao Guo case separates from almost all these other abduction stories on the record. So the Chinese Academy of Sciences, they send investigators, and the National Science and Technology Commission sent a team as well. Xinhua News Agency, China's official state news service, I'm sorry if I butchered that, they covered it. So it's in the news. They're sending China's sending their top science academy and their technology commission to investigate this. And a state-sponsored UFO research society concluded that his claims were credible. And in 2003, 9 years after the encounter, Meng took a formal lie detector test, and he passes it. So the investigators also noted that under hypnosis, his account was inconsistent with standard hypnotic recall patterns. So they interpreted that as suggesting the memory wasn't made up.
Got it. It wasn't made up.
Right. The scar examination produced a formal written conclusion. Remember the scar on his head because nothing could have formed that scar. They concluded that it could not be explained by any known injury or surgical procedure. So they made that official. And now the really great thing about this, which I actually love, is Phoenix Mountain, where he discovered this, where this all started. This becomes a destination now. It's like a UFO pilgrimage site.
Yep.
People started going there to look, and it is now informally China's most famous UFO site.
Cool.
All right. So Meng is last reported to be working as a boiler operator at Harbin University of Commerce. He doesn't seek attention. I don't think he sold a book. He is not doing press tours. He is, by all accounts, a quiet man who had an extraordinary experience and has spent the subsequent 30 years simply living with it. And then when reporters try to find him and ask him about the encounter, he tells them the same story he has always told them. So he stays consistent. He's calm about it, and he's actually tired of being asked about the question. Now, a little bit of the bonus angle. I want to get back to that Shoemaker-Levy 9 detail with the story about the alien told him or showed him footage of this meteors hitting Jupiter. This is a detail that researchers do keep coming back to because the comet Shoemaker-Levy 9 struck Jupiter between July 16th and July 22nd, 1994. It was one of the most significant astronomical events of the decade. 21 fragments hits Jupiter over 6 days. That's how they explain it. The impact scars were visible from Earth for months, so you could see it.
Scars.
Meng says the beings showed him footage of Jupiter being struck by an impact during his encounters that occurred in June and July of 1994. So he's seeing these encounters in June. The impact didn't happen until July. So there are two ways that you could look at this. The first is Meng was aware of Shoemaker-Levy 9 from media coverage, and then he just took it into his mind, and that's how he remembers it. The second is he was shown something real by this alien during a window when that event was occurring by someone who knew it was going to happen. So those impacts, the Shoemaker-Levy 9 impacts, were predicted by astronomers in advance, yes, but not widely publicized to the general Chinese public. So how would he find out is the question. Whether a logging camp worker in rural Manchuria would have known about them in June 1994, they can't really conclusively establish how that happened. So could be a coincidence or just a remarkable detail, or he just misremembered it. All right, that's the report as I have it. I'm going to now hand it over to Andrew. Then the three of us he's going to fill in some details. Then the three of us are going to weigh in on whether we think this is a mostly true alien story or not.
Can I just ask you guys really quick, just as people, can we think of one good reason, one good motive that he would have as just a regular person to make this up?
Well, you can save that. You can save that.
All right, I'm
for when you weigh in on whether you think it's a mostly true alien story or not. There are many reasons. So we'll see. All right, Andrew, off to you. Let's hear what we got.
Okay, well, I dug into this story, and there's some time that happens prior to his alien sexual erotica fun fest that he has with the braided ladies.
The thigh hair.
The thigh hair. Like,
is the hair coming out of the thighs or wrapped around the thighs?
It's thigh hair braided. She braided her thigh hair. She didn't have razors. There's no nair. They don't have nair on her planet.
Or Venus. They don't have the Venus shaver.
So, Andrew, you're talking about the time. Are you talking about the time between when he got hit on the mountain or before that?
I'm talking about before that. Like
even before the first encounter.
Yeah, before the first encounter. So he had heard, right, which was on the mountain. So he had heard from other workers that they spotted a shiny white ship over the mountain a few days earlier.
Okay.
So he got all excited. He went home to tell his family. He thought that it was a weather balloon, and he got excited about the idea of selling the parts. So he was going up there not only to like research what you were talking about.
He wanted to grab it, sell it.
Right.
Okay.
So he calls his nephew-in-law.
Can't blame a man for trying to make a buck.
Nope. No. So early the next morning, they set out to go up to the mountain to search.
He's with his brother-in-law?
His nephew-in-law.
Nephew. Okay.
So that would be his wife's nephew. I just learned that. Nephew-in-law is your wife's nephew.
Okay, whatever.
Okay.
You can just say nephew. You know what I mean? Doesn't change my decision either way. Oh, it was a nephew-in-law, so it's not real. All right.
Like, man, I'm just reporting the facts, okay? I'm just telling you who he was. That's all I'm going to say.
Keep going. Keep going. I'm interested. I'm very interested.
Okay, so early the next morning, they set up to the mountain to search for the weather balloon.
Yeah.
And it was a very treacherous
search for what they thought was a
weather balloon.
Okay.
Right?
Got it.
They said they found a white circular object.
Okay.
About 300 meters in diameter. That's pretty freaking
meters.
big.
How many feet is that?
Well, it's 3 feet to a meter.
Lemon. Find out how many meters. How many
900,
feet?
300. 900 feet is what I would guess.
I missed meters day.
I did that with my brain, so
it's pretty good.
Right?
That's awesome.
900.
Yeah.
Okay. They said that he said that it was lodged. It was lodged into the side of the mountain. The surface of it was smooth, and when they got about 150 meters from it, an electrical surge went through their bodies, and there was a loud screech that knocked them back. They walked back to the ship. I don't know why you would do that. Walk back towards the ship, and then they said their skin was burning. They had a burning sensation throughout their whole skin. An electric shock now knocked them to the ground, and they ran away. When they came down, they told everybody what had happened to them.
So he didn't lose time? He didn't wake up at home?
That's later. So there's all this stuff that happens before the whole time thing. So
this is a completely another engagement.
This is right. So he had prior engagement to his nighttime fun that he had.
Do you know the timing of that? How far before all of this?
A couple days. He said a few days later. So it's like 2 or 3 days later.
Okay.
A group of people led by Meng went up the mountain. And when they got close to that area where the ship was supposed to be, he collapses and starts convulsing. So they bring him down the mountain, right?
But there's people with him.
People with him. They carry him down the mountain. They take him to the clinic, and he speaks to Dr. Lin Hu. And when he got there, they said he couldn't speak. They gave him a piece of paper to see if he could write. He couldn't write. So the doctor concluded that he had an epileptic seizure.
This is Lin Hu?
This is Lin Hu.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Lin Hu?
Actually, yes. Hu.
What's her last name?
Hu.
Lin, the doctor.
So this is where it gets kind of weird. So later, when they were asking him again if he had saw anything, he said he didn't see anything. He lied. And the reason why he said he lied was that if he had told them what he had experienced during that convulsion, then they wouldn't believe him. So what he says is, at that time, while he was convulsing, he was actually having sex with the 6-fingered humanoid, long-braided woman.
Wait a minute.
She was invisible?
She was. They couldn't see her. He was the only one who saw her.
That's what Meng looks like when he has sex. That's what everyone. Yeah. So he was not convulsing. They just misunderstood.
Right.
Oh my God.
Why does he have that large?
Shrouded.
Why does he have that erection? That is so weird.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, did he have one?
Wait a minute.
Oh my God.
But this isn't the actual experience at home when he was levitating. This is something different. So Meng's having this invisible sexual experience, but he didn't want to tell anybody about it.
In front of everyone.
In front of everyone. Weird.
So
right?
Wait, were his pants down and shit?
No, he wasn't like naked. He was experiencing it in his mind.
I really would like to know if he had an erection.
So he's having a wet dream in his mind during this experience.
After having an epileptic seizure.
And while having what looks like an epileptic seizure to the group that is with him. They're just like, I've never seen this before. When that group found out that that's what Meng looks like when he has sex.
Yep.
Do you think they teased him at work and shit? Hey, Meng, dude, your sex face.
When did he tell people that this is what he was?
Not good. It wasn't until later. There's no time frame of like when he actually confessed that that's what was happening, but he did eventually say that. Now, he said he encountered the entity 2 more times after being up on the mountain.
Wait, before you get to that, hold on a second, because I just want to go back for our listeners. So the actual first experience, he went up with his nephew-in-law. Right. They get shocked.
They come back down.
They go back down the mountain.
Yep. A few days later, he takes a group of people.
He brings a group of people. They go back up the mountain. And before they even get halfway up there, he goes into this convulsion. And then they take him to the hospital. They think he's convulsing, epilepsy, whatever it may be. But really, Meng was experiencing a sexual experience with this same alien that we're going to get to. That is going to get down. Yeah, 6-finger, hairy, braided leg lady alien.
10 feet
He's having
tall.
sex with her, but it's in her mind. So it's almost telepathic sex. What do we call that? It's got to be called something.
Yeah, well, it was like, did you see Demolition Man? Do you remember Demolition Man with Sylvester Stallone? And
yeah, sort of. Yeah.
Well, he has. They put those headsets on, and that's how they have sex in the future. They don't have exchange body fluids or nothing. It's all in their head. So,
Lemon, see if there's a term for that. There's got to be a term for telepathic sex.
Okay. All right.
Wet dreams.
There's got to be.
Well, yeah, but it could be
a term for telepathic
sex. if it's in that realm of an alien encounter experience, there's got to be a term for that, because I'm sure this isn't the first time this has been said.
All I want to say is that this alien chick, she's whacked, man, because he said he had 2 more encounters with her. One was on a train, because he rode the logging train, so it happened on the logging train. She was into public stuff, I think. Public sex.
She loved that shit. Yeah, she wanted to be. She's like,
really
do me here.
And then the
do
other
me
time,
do me at Applebee's. Yeah.
Yeah, but she's not anywhere to be seen. She's invisible.
He sees her though. He sees her.
But I wonder if it's just. I wonder if he convulsed all the other times he was having sex in public. And everybody's like, Meng's. You know what? Now, if I ever see someone going to an epileptic seizure, and I'm not making fun of it, now I'm gonna wonder: is it alien encounter?
Yeah, I'm gonna be wondering if that as well. Also, it's called the universal term has different terms, but here's the list. We have psychic sex, we have astral sex. I like this one: energetic intimacy, or energy exchange. Or telepathic intimacy. There's also, it says it's treated as a form of telepathic bonding or merging of consciousness.
Okay, cool. So it is a term. We've confirmed that. Okay, this is very interesting. Okay, so we'll get to it. So I just want to clarify, this is still not the experience in the report that I read.
No, but that's the last time he had sex with her was while he was in his bed at home with his wife.
All right. So we know
he levitated, right? The wife never woke up, never saw anything.
Right, but do we know when she got pregnant? Which encounter?
Yeah, which one?
I think it was the third time's the charm.
Do we have to count backwards from 2054?
Those days?
Well, she said in that final encounter, "I am pregnant with your child." So it must have been in those other ones.
Yeah, maybe she didn't know he was married either, and that's when she found him at home with his wife, and I was like, "We're gonna have breakup sex right now."
She's like, "I'm pregnant."
Yeah, it was breakup sex. That's what it was.
Breakup sex. Yeah. She levitated him. This is gonna be the best you've ever had. You're getting levitated and bang.
Yeah, you said you were gonna leave her, and now you're not.
I didn't know you were married, but by the way, I'm having your child. 2054.
And on top of that, you weren't that good.
Yeah. By the way, your sex face.
It's horrible.
Really weird.
Horrible.
The convulsing is weird. Yeah.
It's just horrible. Yeah.
Wow.
So after, here's what's cool is that after this is when the scars started to appear on his body. And it wasn't just on his forehead, it was on his thighs too.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Could that be hair that maybe was starting to grow
out?
there?
Yep.
He's got to braid it.
Yeah. So a month goes by.
Yeah.
And the investigators on July 19th come and they start asking him.
Wait. Because I interrupted. I keep interrupting you, but it's for a reason. Because I just, my report was he goes up to the mountain, the force happens.
Right.
He loses time. When did that happen?
That was, well, the first encounter was what, July?
Yeah, in July.
In July, July 9th or something like that, right?
But
no, June. Wasn't it in June?
Right. That was in June, but you haven't gotten to that encounter yet. You haven't gotten to that experience because you haven't mentioned that he lost time.
I found nothing that he lost time in this. I found nothing that he lost time. Now, the lost time could be when he's in these convulsions.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
That's what I'm thinking, is that lost time is convulsions, because when you do have an epileptic seizure, you don't remember anything.
Okay.
There is lost time.
All right, so we're all caught up now. So all these things happen.
Yep.
But did you get to what about the levitation?
The levitation was the last encounter with his wife. Yeah, with his wife.
Okay. There's no other details you want to add to that? No other details?
No other details other than they had sex. And his wife was there this time. Mm-hmm. She watched.
That's not like you, though. You usually have, and by the way, she came through the wall, and she raised him up, and she
I'm gonna get there.
Top drawer. Well, that's what I'm asking. Because you're jumping right to the investigation.
Right.
I don't want to get there yet.
I'm letting you know what he's telling the investigators. He said, he told them he was sleeping. This was after the last sexual encounter. He told them that he was sleeping and there was a crackling sound in the room.
Okay.
The room filled with light and Six-Fingered Sally appeared again to him.
She's like, hey.
She's like, remember me, baby.
What's up? You gonna get 12 fingers of love, bitch. Yeah.
So she said, take my hand.
Braid my leg hair.
She said, take my hand.
Uh-huh.
And he did. And they walked through the walls and ascended up into the clouds.
The wife's asleep?
The wife's asleep. She sleeps. Okay. You know how it is when people are having sex beside their wife?
Yeah, they sleep.
The wife has never slept more sound.
totally asleep.
Got
Not
it.
a peep.
Yep.
Hey,
Right? She's like this.
Meng's like, oh god. She can't believe anybody's sleep with him because of the way he looks when he has sex.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why all the
She's
lights are
like-
up. But now there's all this bright light, and she's like, I can't do it now.
I can't do this. I can't
can't.
do this. Let
so-
old Six Finger Sally take care
So
of this.
Six Finger Sally takes her
Mhm.
by the hand. They walk through the walls and
Okay.
ascend into the clouds.
Did she tell him why she's taking him through the wall?
She said they went up to the white ship. So the ship that him and his cousin had seen,
Yeah.
he's now inside that ship. And while standing
Oh.
there,
Cool.
another entity walked in holding a box.
Okay.
And inside the box were floating circles. She said, this is what your people call comets.
What?
Oh.
And comets collide into things. She said, Earthlings don't
Wait,
cherish their planet.
Lemon finds that endearing for some reason
like,
because
this
you're getting
is,
a
like,
box
so
of comets. I wish someone would give me a box of comets.
She's
I
been
know.
giving-
Like, Joe!
Six Finger Sally's been giving him her box the whole time, and now all of a sudden you're excited about a box full of lights.
Like,
Yeah.
oh,
Okay.
this box full of stars.
Hey,
shooting
now you know what
stars.
to get her for Christmas. Get her just take a clear plastic box and put some LED lights inside, and she'll be like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god, this is
People
the
do
best
that.
gift ever!"
People do that all the time. They give me crystals, and I love it. It's a
Box of
So-
comets, though. You can't beat that. That's a box
can't
of
beat
comets,
that.
bro.
That's the best.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. So she hands him a box of comets.
Hand him a box of comets, and
Does Meng
Meng's like,
know
"Is
what
this
to do
just-"
with it?
He's like, "You're giving me a box of comets?
What's this shit?
Couldn't you come up with something better?"
You do know I was trying to sell your ship for parts, right?
Right.
Right?
And then he's up there like, I'll give it 12, 13, 14, 15, sold the box of comets for
Box of comets.
14,000
Yeah.
yen. 14,000 yen. Okay. So she said, Earthlings don't cherish their planet as they should.
A message of
He asked
environmental message.
if he would see them again. And all she said was, your child will be born in 60 years. He started to ascend again and went unconscious
Okay.
and woke up in his bed.
That was the whole conversation.
That was the whole conversation.
This is
And
all
then-
happening in his brain telepathically as he's levitating.
Yeah.
Got
Well,
it.
he
Well,
said he ascended. He went up to the
He
ship.
ascended and went
He
through
went
the
to
wall.
the ship.
Through
Right.
the ship. Okay.
The
Oh,
wall,
so
the
he
roof,
wasn't levitating
everything.
having sex. This was all really occurring. He's
Well, no,
claiming
he
that
had
his
sex.
Body
He had sex.
Went
He
there.
had sex, and then she came back later, and then that's when they levitated.
Oh, and then
instead
they-
of instead of cuddling, she took him to the ship.
She took him to the
Yeah.
ship. She's
And
like,
gave him a
meet
box of
my
comets."
mom. Meet my mom. Here's a gift.
This is my dad.
And
I told him we
Uh-huh.
banged.
But
He's
speaking
okay.
of, yeah. Speaking of, who was the other being? Did he describe what that other being looked like?
No, just another entity. I guess it looked like her, is what I'm going to guess, because it said
Another hairy,
another.
braided leg.
No, this person
finger.
his arm hairs were braided. It was a dude. The chicks have the leg
Means
braided,
different things.
and the dudes have the arm braided. So 4 months later,
Okay.
Dr. Chunyun Bihong,
So
An
like
aeronautic-
November.
an aeronautic scientist, was brought into this investigation.
What's his name?
It's Chunyan.
No, you got to say it. What is it?
Chunyun Bihong.
Chung Young Bihung. Chung Young Bihung.
Chunyun Bihong.
Chung Hung Bihung.
Bihong, yeah.
wow,
Uh-huh. Got
everybody's
it.
That he dated her prior. He dated her prior. That's what I'm gonna say.
Bihung.
Okay, so
Chung Hung Bihung. Right,
So-
got it.
he was an aeronautic scientist, and he came to the scene. Now he comes to the Phoenix Mountain, and he's like, there's no evidence here of
Yeah.
anything. And I'm like, dude,
Okay.
it's been 5 months. What the hell?
Who sent him?
The Chinese science committee or whatever.
Yeah, science guys. Okay.
You're right. The science guys sent him.
Right.
Right.
Which, by the way, would be unheard of. If China's sending someone,
Right.
they may think that this is credible, or maybe it's a threat of some sort.
Right. So this guy was going to write it all off until he actually started interviewing local villagers. And the local villagers told him, we saw a bright light.
Mhm.
There were trees that were scorched, unexplained. So he was like, oh, this could be a real story.
Yeah.
So let's move back to Meng. He moved
Okay.
away from his hometown.
As soon as he found out he got an alien pregnant, he's
Yeah.
like, I gotta go. I'm on the road. I gotta go.
Yeah, it's really kind of sad. It was like in 2000 or something, he finally left.
Oh, okay.
His wife died in
6
like
years later.
2006.
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah. So he went back in 2016 to visit his mom. I guess they all lived in the same house. I don't know, but the way it sounded was he went home, and that night the entities visited him again.
this is in the home where he went back to the home where he was living.
Yeah, where
And
he
it
was
happened
living
again.
in 2016.
Okay.
He said that the entities visited him again. He asked them for proof so that he could show people that they came, and they gave him 2 rocks.
Were they comets?
They were not
Kinda rocks.
comets, but the rocks contained rare earth minerals not found in the area.
Oh.
Like,
They were
what-
tested in 2017, and I looked for reports and couldn't find any reports. Couldn't find any pictures of the rocks.
So he
Did
just
they
said
say
it.
what the materials were?
He said they were described as earth minerals, but not common to that area of China.
But they didn't say what they were.
They didn't say what they were. And when I look for reports on it,
Wonder if he
there
still
wasn't any.
has the rocks. It could be something that, like from Fifth Element, when you have the stones and they put them in the
right.
Or
proper spots.
Could have been two butt plugs.
Six Finger Sally's coming back, and she wanted you to have these.
She wanted you to have
like, here's the
have Earl, the other guy, Earl's and her butt plug.
Okay. All right. So we don't know what the stones sound like that's a non. There's nothing. He just said he got stones and no one saw
Right.
them. Okay.
Well, no, he said they were tested. He said they were tested and that the
Right.
minerals came back as earth minerals not found in that area. But when you go to look for the report, or you go to, and this
That's
is
what I mean.
China too, so who knows if the report was
Right.
ever
Could be
filed.
out there.
It could
Yeah.
be out there. It
Yeah.
could be out there. The
Okay.
truth is
Okay.
out there, like the
All
X-Files
right.
used to
So
say.
they gave him stones to say that here's your proof you could show people instead
Yep.
of
Yep.
hey, we'll just come down and show everyone, or
Right. We're not going to appear to everybody,
Yeah.
but
Here's
here's some stones.
that's lame. They could have given us something.
It is
cool.
lame. Comments
You know what I
would have
mean?
been better.
Well-
Yeah.
Even a box of comets. I would take a box of comets.
What did he
But-
do with the first box of comets, actually?
Yeah, what was
He
the
He didn't get to
point of the
keep it.
box
He
of
didn't get to
comets?
keep it. They showed it to him. They
Oh.
showed
For
it
what
to him.
purpose? For what purpose? What
Well,
was the point?
it's showing comets, and it
Yeah, but
talks
no,
about
no.
the. You talked about the comet. Maybe it was like a pre-show of what was going to happen on Jupiter, because she said comets
Oh.
collide into things.
Yeah, but that was already that Jupiter thing had already happened, and he had already seen that in June.
But did he? I mean, we don't know how into UFOs and stuff this guy was. We don't really know.
Well, that's your job. Did you find out?
I did. So, what do you want to talk
Yeah.
about? You want to talk about?
Oh, are you going to tell
We're
us?
Getting there.
Unfortunately, I can't tell you.
Mung called,
Mung
and I'm
called.
the godfather of his child in 2054, and so I cannot
Oh.
speak about this anymore.
I can't talk about it. I'm under an NDA.
So where are we?
I'm lost right now.
Because you jumped that way ahead. His wife died. He goes in 2017. He goes home to
2016,
see his mom and
Yeah.
stays at the house, and that's the net. And then when he gets there is when he has another experience. They give him stones. He has
Yep.
them tested. They say it's not, it's otherworldly, but we don't have proof of that. But whatever. Okay, so here we are. So what the shit?
So we're going to talk about where he possibly could have been influenced from, right? From the
Okay.
late 80s and
Wait,
early 90s.
Okay, you're going there now. Okay,
I'm going to
So, but that's
Chinese media.
the incidences. All the
Right.
incidences we've covered. We talked about all that. We're good. We're good with all that.
We're
all
good
those
with all that.
details?
Yeah. We're all
Okay.
good with the details. Yeah. I'm all good
Okay.
with the details. So I'm going to
Okay.
talk about what could have influenced him. We know that his story matches like similar stuff that was happening that would have happened, people getting abducted, Travis Walton. He could have
Sure.
heard about Betty and Barney Hill. He could have heard all of that. So the themes are really close to what was circulating in the time for Chinese UFO media stuff and Western influence. We think about light beam, electrical shocks. So he claimed that when he approached the ship, right, he got hit with this sudden light of energy. Well, that's always talked about in every UFO, a lot of the UFO abductions. He could have read about that. So the pattern is very similar to what we saw with Travis Walton.
But is that does that mean that it's not truly happened, or does that indicate that it is true because that happened in several? Because you could say that about any case that refers to another similar experience and say, well, they're influenced by that. Well, he's influenced by this. That doesn't mean anything.
No, it doesn't mean anything, but he was reading this stuff. He could read. He wasn't that dumb. He could read. So what I'm saying is that Chinese media and Western influence over there was happening. And so there were magazines with illustrations of humanoids, articles describing similar body traits to what he said that he saw. Sexual
but I don't know that that's
encounters.
exploited. Probably at the time wasn't exploited as much as it would.
Well, it was in
been because it's
magazines. So I
China.
found a couple covers of magazines that were in China at that time talking about UFO magazines, right? So it's all in there. And the fact that this guy got excited about, finding the weather balloon and selling parts, he was probably reading stuff about Strange and Beyond,
Okay.
Who knows?
I don't think we can assume that. I just want to go with what we know.
Right.
On
What
this
we
stuff.
know is that there was talk of UFOs in media at that time.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to say. So he could have seen something. He could have been excited about that.
Getting back to Lemon's question, what would be the point? He didn't benefit from? He didn't try to capitalize on anything.
Well, I found two discrepancies in that story. I found it where he actually did go around and give talks, UFO talks, and then I found another one that said that he didn't.
Okay.
So he never wrote a book, so we can't say that he wrote a book.
Right.
But apparently he did give interviews early on, and he did give lectures about UFOs and his encounter. We have no idea if he made any money. We don't know if that was the Chinese government telling him to go out there and do those things.
Is Meng still alive, Lemon?
I want to say
I
he
looked
is.
that up.
1 second.
I want to say that he is still alive. His wife is not, and his mother is not. So you had mentioned that he was given a lie detector, right?
Yes.
And that he passed the lie detector. So let's think about lie detectors in 1994 compared to now. Not much has really changed.
It's not clear if he is alive or dead. Do we know when he was born? Well,
Well,
I
he was 24.
should look that up.
He was 26 in 94.
It says there was the most recent articles in the 2020s. Yeah, I feel like he's probably still
He was
alive.
born in 68. Yeah, so lie detectors you're saying weren't as good as technology in 94 as they are
As
today.
they are
but
now, but it's still basically the same thing. Heart rate, blood pressure, breathing patterns. So
he still passed it.
he still passed it. Now,
It's
I
all
mean, the other
relevant.
things, it's all right. It's all relevant, but are lie detectors admissible in the court of law? They are not.
That's what I was going to say. The way that lie detectors are received today is different. It's not necessarily how they operate that's different. It's how they're received. And so if we look back to 94 and he passed it, does that hold weight today? Not necessarily.
So here's the thing. Does a lie detector test still measure stress? Yes. But it cannot detect lies. That's just the facts.
Oh, interesting.
Okay. All right. So we could.
I mean, that's the
maybe
one thing that we
eliminate
need to keep thinking about. And this goes for everything when they say, oh, he passed a polygraph. Well, it means that he is calm. He could be a psychopath and his stress levels didn't get up.
Yeah, or constantly stressed.
Right. Or constantly stressed. It's similar to like Blade Runner, when they're testing the androids and they've got them on the machine and they're asking them all the questions and they're watching how their pupil dilates or doesn't dilate. Same type of thing. This guy had no emotion during the whole whole thing.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. They recorded this as the Chinese government recorded it as an abduction type encounter, which I found fascinating.
Okay.
The Chinese government did.
Oh, okay.
But remember, the only credible witness was the people watching him have this epileptic seizure.
Where happened to the nephew-in-law? What did he have to say? Did he disappear
He
from all of this?
disappeared from all existence.
Because that would confirm the electric shock thing that happened to them.
Right. And then they ran, though. Remember, they ran away.
They did run away, but that where did he go? And then the group, when he was having the epileptic sex experience, what happened to them? What did they say? They just
They
thought
said
he
that
had
he was
a
having a
seizure.
seizure. He was having a
that's it.
seizure.
Yeah,
Yeah, that lasted 40 minutes.
But no one else from that group tried to go up to where the ship was later?
No.
And what happened to the ship?
They actually said, no, I'm sorry, I take that back. They went up there, but there was nothing there.
Oh, it was gone.
The ship was gone.
Did it look like the ship was crashed? Because it said it was lodged in the
it was
mountain,
lodged
right?
into the side of the mountain. Yeah.
Okay.
But I think, she was looking out and she was like, eeny, meeny, miny, mung.
All right. So that's the all the details Andrew has shared. We had some good questions in here. Now I'm going to hand it over to Lemon. Lemon, do you think it's time for us to weigh in? Do you think that this is a mostly true alien story or not?
I'm gonna say no.
Right.
I don't think it's true, but I have to say yes or no.
Yeah.
I can't say I don't know. I don't know.
No.
Oh, but no, it's just the levitate no. I'm gonna say no. I think he had a seizure.
Okay.
I think it was something. Yeah, I'm gonna say no. I think he had seizures. Yeah.
Okay, Lemon says it is not a mostly true alien story. Now, Andrew, I'm going to hand it over to you. Do you think this is a mostly true alien story or not, based on what we discussed today?
As much as I want to be in love with Six Finger Sally, and the fact that she's 10 feet tall,
yeah,
with beautiful braided thigh hair, I mean, I
can't ask for more.
I couldn't ask for more. I'm going to have to say no. I do not believe that this is a mostly true alien story. I think that this guy suffered from epileptic seizures, and this was a massive seizure that he had. And I think he suffered from sleep paralysis because he actually saw everything and he believed it to be true. And during that time in China, there were lots of sightings of ships and stuff. And I think they just went ahead and just embraced it as just another abduction encounter.
Okay. All right. So you both say this is not a mostly true alien story. Now it's my turn to weigh in. I think Meng is the kind of witness that we kind of built this show, to kind of take serious. We gotta take it serious to a point. And hey, I don't feel like he sought this out, and he reports it in a country where he could have repercussions for telling stories like this.
That's true.
He passes a lie detector. I mean, I know we got our thoughts about that. His scar on his head did get a formal written conclusion, from the investigation that it couldn't be explained. And his account has stayed consistent for 30 years. And then you got the Shoemaker-Levy 9 detail. That to me, it still kind of sticks with me. I didn't hear anything in our discussion today that could make it sound like that was made up or after the fact. So that kind of sticks with.
That was the box of comets, right? That got you on that one.
Well, the box of comets is whole other thing. I love the box of comets. I think mostly true alien stories should sell a box of comets as
I
like
think
merch.
so.
And it's actually chocolate. It's actually
that's
chocolate
right.
in the form of it.
I just wanted to add one more thing.
Okay, in the middle of my decision?
In the middle of your decision.
All right, go ahead. Okay.
Six Finger Sally, if you're listening, call me.
Oh my God.
I hope she calls you. I do. Is this a mostly true story? I think the case for something real having happened among is stronger than most of what we've covered, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, was it a 10-foot alien woman with braided hair on her thighs? It's just, why would you make that up? I would make her sound a lot sexier than that. I'd be like, Mom, dude, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm making it up. I'm saying.
Well, he didn't want to make his wife jealous. Just think if he was like, oh my God,
she's nothing like you. She's nothing like you.
She's nothing like you. She's 10 feet tall. She's got thigh hair that's braided.
True. But sleep paralysis visions are consistent in a lot of people. They will see the same characters over and over again.
Yep.
Oh, interesting.
And they're not,
okay.
They're not, pleasant at all.
I think we're looking at a man that went up on a mountain and his life kind of changed. I think he was going through something. I'm not gonna say that something was wrong with him. I'm going to say that this is a mostly true alien story, and I will be proven right in 2054 when he shows up with his baby.
Yes.
And you guys will see that I was right in this episode.
28 years from now? Wow.
Yeah. 28 years, we can check the DNA of this child.
Is it going to be like a Maury Povich thing? We got the DNA test right here.
What does it say?
Mung?
Yeah.
You are not the father. What? I had sex with her 3 times. Have you seen her? Look at her. Come on. Oh.
All right. All right, Andrew says it is not a mostly true alien story. Lemon says it's not a mostly true alien story, but I believe this to be a mostly true alien story. Meng Zhao Guo didn't ask to be China's most famous alien encounter. He went up a mountain, something hit him. When it was over, his life was different, and the mountain had a new name in the tourist guides. He's still in Harbin, still working. He's still telling the same story when people ask. And in 2054, according to the beings who allegedly visited him, a child with his DNA will be born on another planet, and we're going to have to wait and see about that. If you want to weigh in on this, just add it in the comments. Let us know if you think it's a mostly true alien story or not. And let us know what stories you do want to hear in the future. And don't forget to subscribe and share the show and help us grow. And follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Mostly True Alien Stories. We'll see you in the next episode. Until then, be kind to the aliens when they get here. Andrew, Lemon, great job. I'll see you guys next time.
UFO sightings. Many Americans have wondered about the dangers of unknown objects.